doing 100% of the responsibility of single moms falls on the women. So I'm very blessed today that I have the perspective of a single mom and a single dad. I'm very interested to hear your perspective. A lot of you guys watch my podcast. You already know my stance. I'm not gonna spend any time on this podcast speaking from my perspective. I did a whole show about it, so so I already said my piece. But I'm very interested. Like I said, one thing people don't know about me, I'm always willing to listen, even though I do have strong opinions. But I'm not shy. I'm not shy. I'm not shy to listen to somebody else. A lot of you guys, you have certain opinions, but you don't want to listen to the other side. But for me, I do have special guests who are single moms and a single dad here. So I'm just very interested to hear their opinion on it. And that's the first topic. And yeah, sorry guys. I just want to start it hot. That's
you didn't even give us a warm up.
No warm ups. No warm ups on this podcast. I just want to hear your opinion and your perspective on it, especially coming from a single mom and single dad. Also, Maryjo,
yeah, Clevy, I would love to hear. Yeah, like obviously you had said earlier in the pre-show, like you had seen what he had said. So I would love to hear what you have to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not to like call. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like not to like.
No, don't be, girl. Well, we said we were
girl.
Strong, right?
I was ready. I was like,
yeah, you're like, come in there, bam. Okay, got it, girl. Here's my thing. Here's my thing, right? Let me just say this.
Okay.
Will is Will. William is William. At the end of the day, you can't go ahead, or people or human beings can't say, if you don't like what you see, scroll. If you don't like what you hear, block. You know what I'm saying? To me, no disrespect to you. This is all respect. Will's not God. He's not your professor. He's not this and that, but he does have an opinion on how he sees things. If he touches one person, then he touches one person. So for me, as a female, as a single mom, as all of that, it is what it is. Is it going to make me, or is it going to do anything for me? No. But at the end of the day, if you guys hear his response on why he said what it is, then you guys will understand. But if you're just watching a 60-second video, or you're jumping on the hype to go ahead and pin a Polynesian, which everybody wants to stand for, how are you supporting to come up? Or why didn't you say, hey, Wills, why did you say that? Or what did you experience for you to feel that type of way? You know what I'm saying? And that's his platform and his whole situation. But for me, to see everybody's view and points and life coaches speaking about it, I just scrolled, because I know where I stand as a single mom. I know what I'm responsible for. I know what my kid's father was responsible for. And that was between us. It's not like Will's comment is going to make or break me. Real talk.
That's good. Right. It didn't yeah, I feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. No worries. All right. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And Jason, what's your thoughts on it?
What was the question again?
So the question was,
Jason.
So the question is, does 100% of responsibility falls on women being a single mom?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Man, it takes two to raise kids.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, everybody's got their responsibility and their role, but at the end of the day, if something goes down, it needs to be like somebody gets tagged in to pick up the slack if something happens. I mean,
okay,
it's on both parties. It's on both parties.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Auntie.
Jason, if you had, I just want to ask this, just popping in my head. If you had a sister, right, and your sister went ahead and got with this dude and went ahead and got pregnant or whatever, would you have made a statement of, oh, maybe you should make a better choice in men?
I mean, if it
or
was
maybe you should have went ahead, huh?
If it was like something that happened the first time, I mean, it's a learning experience. I mean, she's gonna learn like by going through it. But if it's like a repeated thing that keeps happening over and over again, yeah, then I would step in and say something to help. Maybe she's not learning like what the problem is, or if she needs help figuring something out. Maybe I have had those kind of experiences before her that I could kind of put some knowledge into her to help her learn. But I mean, I would want the best for her. So obviously I wouldn't want her to keep repeating the same mistakes. But if it was like a one-time thing, I think it's best if somebody learns through it themselves, because you can preach to people all day, but nobody's ever gonna really learn it and get instilled inside their head unless like they live through it.
Okay. All right. Anybody want to add on to that or respond to Jason?
I can't speak as like, I don't have children as somebody who doesn't have children. But I think it's interesting. So William, like we talked about this, I was like, what the heck's going on? Because like 15 minutes prior to like me, because I'm in nursing school, I'm about to graduate, I'm busy, but like I looked at the videos, I saw the TikToks, I saw everything, and I was like, whoa, what am I getting into? Really contemplating, like, oh no, and I actually thought about it. I was like, oh, I'm coming for him. But then I'm fortunate enough to have two dear friends who I live with, my best friend and her fiance, her husband, really. Shout out Maddie and Sean. And I went to them and I basically had this like narrative in my head, and I was like, y'all, he said this, like he said basically, because I think what you're trying to say, like, William, I will say this. I think at times, like your point you try to make, like, I hear you, but I think sometimes the way you word things, like that's why you have so much hate. Like, I think that's why women get so, heated and upset with you.
Sorry. His deliverance, okay. Right? You feel
exactly
like there you go.
The choices of words you're saying. Yeah. Because basically you're not saying, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Will, like what you're trying to say is just like a man has no right to tell a woman, I don't want this child, you have to have an abortion. A woman has no right to tell a man, you have to pay for this child for 18 years. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So like I said, like I know I mentioned it, but I like, because women, you guys bear the risk of pregnancy. Don't expect a man. Don't just expect him to carry the responsibility when you're the one to have to bear that risk.
But I'm so sorry, I interrupted you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I just feel that narrative is like, that choice of words is very different. Whereas I think all people were hearing you saying was single mothers are single mothers because it's their fault. And I think that's why people like came for you, because I don't think you meant that. But I do, I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't agree with it, but after speaking with my two dear friends and really thinking about it, I mean, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say like 100%. Like, I think that just like a man can't tell a woman to abort their child, a woman can't necessarily tell a man to force him to take care of a child he never wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be controversial, that may be, but I think at the end of the day that's fair. That is fair.
So Will, I guess MJ's on a right track. So basically, I think as females, if we really step out of the box and had a grown woman brain, we would understand where you're coming from and stuff. And I'm not dissing nobody, no shade, no nothing to nobody, but I'm just saying, look at the outer picture of what he's trying to say to help the females that are coming up. Now, here's the thing. The stats that he says or wants to use to us is like, what is that? Like, we don't go Google that. We want life. We want experience.
I did.
We want to know, oh, well, different people, different people.
No, 100%. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, my thing is there something that made you feel like that it falls, 100% on the female is kind of where the line's at? Because yes, you have a statement that you're making, and yes, you're coming from a good place to protect the young ladies that are coming. And this is why I'm on this platform today, because I focus on helping the youth. So girls, listen up. I just want to hear from you why that statement was so passionate to you, and how did that come about?
So I know that's a lot of women been sending some nice DMs and say, who hurt you?
Oh. William, let's talk about it though. Who hurt you?
All right.
Somebody hurt you?
Let's talk about it, baby.
Let's talk about it. Let me do a little flashback. All right, flashback.
And if you're watching and you hurt William, you're messed up.
No, so to all the ladies out there that ask me who hurt you, no, no one did hurt me. Have I had some failed relationships? I have in the past, but like I said, no, there is no hate. I have no hurt. from those relationships. People that know me have a very growth mindset. Auntie knows this. Like every failure is a learning experience for me. So there's no hate. But people who know me, I'm very blunt. I'm very open. So the thing is, what people don't understand, that topic wasn't a chosen topic. On this podcast, like I said, on this podcast, it's an open forum where people just bring up topics, experiences, and we have a conversation, and then one topic leads to another. So it wasn't like, it's not something that I purposely planned out so I can bring women down or make them or be negative towards women. It was a topic that I brought up. I had my own opinions about it, and I spoke it. And I didn't, and of course, I don't hold back when I speak. Yeah.
But I do want to say something. I'm not sitting here telling the women that are single mothers now that, oh yeah, it is your fault. This and that. No, what I'm saying is everybody's situation is different. Everybody had to go through something to get where they're at. If we got the same title, then cool. You know what I'm saying? If we all become single moms, but not all our situation was the same to get here. So I just want to make that clear that I support everyone and their decision, their story. But
100%.
At the end of the day, he has his opinion and why he said what he said, and it's his podcast, So, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
I think that. Oh, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
I think it was more aimed to, like, I guess you call them repeated offenders. It's like these women come and have the same problems over and over again. And he's trying to give them a perspective on, like, hey, this is what you're doing wrong. You want a man like this is what you need to do. But I mean, it's not like you said, Khalifa, it's not like that for every woman. Most women, I think, are pretty smart, can figure it out on their own. But some women, they keep on going back to the same well and getting the same experience and thinking that it's going to turn out different, and it doesn't.
Okay. I would ask you this because I know this is not probably gonna be hot right now, but I'm gonna say this.
To who?
So, no, I'm just saying to Jason.
Oh, okay.
So Jason,
she was ready.
Oh, I was like,
girl, I was right behind you. Like,
yeah.
So
tag,
I know,
girl.
So Auntie, I respect your opinion. You said every situation is different. So I understand that, but I would say the fault can go both ways. I know you guys all express it, but I do want to use something that Jason said. So those women who are repeated offenders, right? They keep making bad choices and getting the same outcome on the type of men they have. So if that's their situation, would you say, wouldn't that, if they keep making the same mistake and never learning from their choices, would it be safe to say, and would that be fair to say that it is 100% responsible on that situation and on that woman if she keeps making the same bad choices in men and she keeps getting pregnant and having multiple baby fathers and she never learns from it? Would it be fair to say it is 100% on her and she's not learning from experience? I'm just interested to hear what are your thoughts on that.
Go, Jason. I'm after you.
Go, Jason.
I mean, the definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, if they're not learning from the first, second, third time, I mean, and they're wondering why, I mean, that would be where, and they're coming to you to ask, like, hey, what am I doing wrong? Then, yeah, that's whenever you'd be like, hey, you're going to the same places, picking up the same dudes. I mean, what do you expect?
So Jason, you would agree the 100%, if that's the situation, 100% responsibility would be on that woman if she keeps making the same choice?
Yeah, that would be her fault.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Yeah. Auntie, go ahead. That was Jason's piece.
Okay.
Go ahead, Auntie.
Okay. So this is to Jason. So what you're saying is, what he asked you was, you 100% agree with the repeated offenders that keep going and going, that it's 100% falls on the woman. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if it comes to the point where, like I said, they're going to the same places, finding the same dudes, I mean, that are the same as the last. I mean, they think something different's going to come out from it, like they're going to get married from this guy. It's not going to happen. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to run off. They're going to cheat on you just like the guy before that and the guy before that until they start learning and take a different perspective, take a step back.
Who's going to teach them?
Who's going to teach? Hopefully they'll learn on their own, and nobody will have
life will teach you.
Right. So I feel, right, that that's what we're here for. Us, us. And for you youth that are watching, yes, you guys heard, and this isn't backing that. I don't have nobody's side. I'm just speaking overall. Sometimes, and just like MJ said, his deliverance was, but in his mind, he's trying to help his young ladies, you know, that are coming up to say, hey,
his intention wasn't from malice. Like he was pure, he meant well, but your delivery was a little off, baby.
Your girls, you know what I'm saying? So he's here to actually like say, girls, this is what's going on. If you don't look at experience, here's statistics, or however you call stats, or whatever it is. So there's like both options. So to 100%. All you ladies and everybody out there, you know, we have to see things different and not just, you know, understand the person. I think that's a lesson today.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I 100% agree with you, Kalippa. I think the backlash you got, I think the, you know, everything, you know, that happened where I was like, okay. I think, really, William, did you really think saying what you said wouldn't trigger women of this day and age?
Well, I've been
did
doing
you
this
really think it wouldn't trigger them?
Well, not until Sunday.
I mean, let me finish. I do recognize it takes a little more dissection, because I'm not gonna lie, I was the very same. I came to my roommates and I was like, can you believe he said this? And then they were like, well, what's wrong about that? And then I was like, whoa. And then I sat back and I really reflected on what you really thought, what you were really trying to say. And I do agree with it. I just think the delivery was a little raw. I think, and that's, you know, that's okay. And I think that, but not everybody has that, not intelligence, that's not fair, but like not everybody has that capacity to look past the insult or what they interpret as like as disrespect. Their guard's going to go up and the aggression is going to come out. And I think that's 100% what happened with this topic specifically.
What I want to basically say is the same way that we're speaking on females and everything, it goes for the male as well. Males have to 100%. Stick together to teach, you know, these young boys that are coming up, you know, how to treat a lady, how to go ahead and, you know, because at the end of the day, when you go to a bar, tell me really, the guy asks, hey, they ask the females, do you want me to buy you a drink? So the female has a choice where they say yes, no, pass, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So we all have choices. And yes, we have to teach the men also, if this isn't the girl that you want to sleep with or have any extra thing or whatever, then there's A, B, and C you got to do in order for you to wrap that up and go ahead and put it on the side. You know what I'm saying? I have boys and I keep it 1,000 with my boys, and I'm going to be straight up with that. And at the end of the day, these kids need to, if they are in a relationship, which I know it starts at 12, 13, I'm driving, seeing them hold hands like, what? If you guys are in that whole time frame or whatever, just talk, have fun, spend time or whatever. For me, my boys cannot have girlfriends until they're 18. Just saying, I am that mom. And you know, at the end of, I know you're saying, I know, but I will tell you this. I know every female that my boys talk to.
Because well, that's good. Like they're friends. Like you're right. 100%. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I feel we all have to do our part, and it starts from home and it starts in our surroundings, in our community. And that way everybody knows how to treat each other. Is it going to be perfect? No, but we can try.
Okay. All right. No worries. All right. Yeah. And also Jason didn't mention, you know, like I do understand it's a very sensitive topic, and a lot of people, when they listen to it, they probably had the same response, you know, reaction, you know, MJ had. It was like there's a lot of emotion experiences that came from it. So I did understand why